I'm Joyce Hornady. You might say accuracy is my business. I make bullets.
You are listening to the Hornady Podcast.
Thanks for joining us and enjoy the show.
Hello, everybody. Thanks for tuning in to another episode of the Hornady Podcast. I'm your host, Seth Swerczek, and today I've got Preston Lentfer for marketing, Joe Thielen, Assistant Director of Engineering at the table. Guys, thanks for coming on the show.
It's our pleasure.
It is, and it is a pleasure. More conversational today.
We'll clue them in.
Clue them in.
It's Friday.
Well, it is Friday. That's why he's wearing a T-shirt.
Yeah.
Probably running shoes. He's a runner.
Not really.
No.
Or plays one on TV, though.
Yeah.
Oh, do I on TV? My
Yeah.
daughter's a good runner, but
exactly.
I'm not.
She's a runner, so we have to assume that you are. Probably out there training with her.
No, maybe for the first 25 yards.
That's it?
He's short bursts.
Yeah.
Love it.
How about you could do a 40?
Maybe 40. That'd be tops.
What do you think, like a 4.7?
Let's go for a 6.7.
All right.
6.7. Everyone's going to love.
Oh,
boy,
my gosh.
My kids go nuts over that.
So do mine. This is ridiculous.
It
Before
is.
this devolves, though, for the listener, new style.
I
Now,
thought this whole show was devolving.
this whole show may be devolved, but regardless, we are doing a mini-series, if you will. Now, this is going to be installment number 1. So if the listeners, you like hearing this kind of stuff, you got to let us know so we can do another episode. Now, the analytics will tell us if you liked it, but we still want to hear the comments on if this style of show is what you're after. Now, this mini-series, we're not exactly sure what we're going to call it, but we're thinking from the bench or at the bench, and more conversational and more in the last week, in the last 10 days, in the last 2 weeks. What are the Hornady people that are on this podcast? Joe, Jaden, Preston, me, Matt Ritchie. I mean, there's all the normal talking heads. What have you been tinkering with at the reloading bench, at the gunsmithing bench, at the shooting bench? What are you getting ready? What are you playing with? And why are you doing it? And this kind of stemmed. Preston had this idea. It was great.
I feel misled. I thought we were going to be bench pressing.
Well,
Lightweight, baby!
Oh, Preston.
Yeah, Preston would probably win that one.
I don't know about it anymore.
Until his wrists gave out.
Yeah, I got long arms. I'm not that very good.
I'm not built for Preston either.
Yeah.
Beside the point, no, from the shooting bench, the gunsmithing bench, the reloading bench, and although Preston had the idea initially, I was listening to a podcast here recently.
He didn't like it.
And I didn't like it.
He wasn't about it.
I was listening to it. It was good, and they were just about to get into cartridge, bullet. Why are you shooting that? Why aren't you shooting this bullet? Did you test that bullet? What'd you test it with?
Well, how fast is it going with this
But
powder?
they skipped all over that and then just went straight to, this is the gear I take on my hunt. And I was left there like, hey, wait a darn minute. I want to know what you guys are playing with. What kind of stuff are you shooting?
I'm a nerd. Fill me in.
Yeah. And so I just couldn't help but think many others have to be feeling that way. And Preston, this was a great idea for a show. So to get started from the bench, Joe, you've got a really good track record this year shooting tactical class in PRS. One of the best .308 Winchester shooters in the world right now. That's pretty darn cool. So you've got PRS season winding down.
Yep.
You've got some hunts coming up, a big hunt coming up.
Yep.
And you've got other stuff that you do in your personal life, killing coyotes. It's almost time for that. So from the bench, what have you been doing? You've been doing any jacking around with some gunsmithing, reloading? What are you tinkering with?
So in the past, yeah, all of the above, right? Yes, the answer to the question is yes. But recently, in the last few weeks, I screwed on a different barrel. So I have a bunch of different barrels for my PRS guns, right? A couple different stocks, and I just put different barrels on the impact actions. So I have a good friend of mine. Their whole family is friends. Their daughters are friends with daughters. They play sports and stuff. They go to our church. Wanted to try PRS. So back up 2 months, he tried it one time. It's like, hey, I really like this. I'm kind of hooked. So
That's
the other
better
day,
spend some money.
Pretty much how it happens.
that's how it happened. But the other day, so I just screwed on because he doesn't have all the stuff, right? I mean, he's got a bag and a binoculars and stuff like that. So I screwed a barrel on, a 6GT barrel, on one of the match guns, and I was sizing brass. And I'm going to load him up some ammo and give him that rifle and ammo and Ford-off file and everything and say, hey, John, try this. See if you like it. Because his stuff right now is, we all started there. Savage rifle. Yes, it's got a stock and a barrel. It's a Frankenstein gun.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
But now I want to be like, okay, here's
a race car.
Here's a race. Exactly. and let him try that. And, we're going to go shoot the little club finale out here in, what is it, a little over a month.
Okay. So he's got time to train.
So he shoots and hunts all the time. So he's adept at all of those things, but he doesn't understand the game part, right?
Yeah.
Like the gear and the game, and then setting up and positions and wind reading and all of those things that I really enjoy.
So why'd you set him up with the GT and not say something like 6.5 Creedmoor or 6?
Yeah, because I have all those, right?
Yep.
6 GT, I was thinking low recoil so the gun doesn't move, so he can shoot. He doesn't have to be as particular about his position and building and getting everything so he can see what's going on. That little 6 is not going to kick. The gun's going to sit right there and he can watch what's going on.
That's
so
why I shoot a 6 arc. Because my
Same.
fundamentals stink.
But it's the same thing. So just to try to help him, hit targets or see where he's hitting if he misses, whatever.
Do you feel bad, though, that you're making him potentially going to be spending thousands of dollars on his own gear once he's really hooked?
No, because we've all been. I mean, we've all been there, Preston. It's
That's
You're
very
not
nice
wrong.
of you. You're a good friend. And the GT, it's easy button. Throwing what?
You say you're going to
target?
hand load
Yep.
for him?
Yeah.
109s or 110s?
110s. Because that barrel, I already know the recipe in that barrel, so I'm not going to try to I don't have time to reinvent the wheel. Let's just go with what I know works. Here's these components. That's why I was sizing that lot of brass, etc. So forth.
News 11. This just in. If you can shoot 110A tips and use Varget, it's probably going to work.
And I'm assuming you'll probably just load whatever amount of Varget it takes to get your target velocity, and that'll be it.
Yeah, it's like 30. Yes, it's like 34 grains, and I like running those at 28, 70, or whatever.
75, yeah.
Whatever.
Yeah.
It is. Yep.
So pretty
just
modest
works.
in all.
Very modest.
Because the original GT, they were trying to hit 3K.
Yeah.
So now we're backed off just to lower the recoil.
Lower the recoil, shoots great. I mean,
See the bullet a little better.
see the bullet, and we're shooting 1,000 yards, so
Yeah.
it's not like we're shooting really long distances. Most of the shots are 4 to 800,
Yeah.
4 to 700.
Well, you mentioned you're going out to this finale with him.
Mhm.
What are you shooting?
25 Creed.
The 25
Yeah,
Creed.
buddy.
25 Creed with some new stuff, we're working on, and that's one thing. Like this, that's why this series, when you guys mentioned it to me, is pretty cool because I know our listeners hear this on other podcasts. We say, "Hey, we're all users," but we truly mean that when we say that. We're in our personal life or outside of the four walls of Hornady, we're still using new stuff we made or this lot of this or
this
what
is-
we're testing.
Yeah. You've got some
barrels-
R&D stuff that you're testing.
100, absolutely. We're product testing in the field because I personally feel that's the true litmus test is when it meets the Seth Swerczek standard or the Preston standard out in the field, hunting, shooting, whatever it is, and that product meets your standard, it's probably going to meet the customer standard because I think we here harder on ourselves and our products than maybe our customers are. So
That's probably true.
Back in the day when Jaden was still, shooting more PRS type stuff, I remember him. That was also at the same place you're having your finale back when I shot.
B in the D.
B in the D. This might have been 2018, 2019. Jaden loaded me up. He said, "Hey, is it okay if I load you some ammo for you to shoot at the competition?" And he wouldn't really clue me in as to what it was or how he did it.
he wanted an unbiased opinion.
And I shot it, and I won that match. That's not a lot to. That's
Well,
the competition's a
one,
little
you beat
different.
him.
Well, that's easy.
2, you got a really nice first place plaque out of the deal.
Yeah, but turns out that was a more temperature stable ball powder that he threw out of a powder measure,
Yeah, that would have been
and I didn't know.
what came to be from our partners in the powder manufacturing here domestically that came out to be something similar to Stay Ball 6.5.
Yep.
That
I was shooting 6 Creedmoor at the time.
Beautiful thing. Well, let's keep the spotlight on Joe here. We talked about low recoil, 6 GT. Let's talk about all the recoil, Joe. You have an opportunity to go do something that a lot of people aspire to do, and I've never done it, but I have heard once you hunt dangerous game, it really changes your perspective on a lot of things. Life in general, maybe could be life-changing. Going after Cape Buffalo.
Yep.
T-minus 10 days.
Correct. Pretty excited.
What are you
pumped about
taking?
that.
Because you're going to war with this animal. This thing hunts you back if you mess this up. So
Yeah.
what are you taking here?
I'm looking forward to that part.
That's why he's been running.
I have been working out.
You just have to be faster than the slowest guy.
Yep.
But I don't plan on. Anyway, we're not going to divulge into that. I don't plan on running. I plan on shooting that thing. But anyway,
Yeah.
so yes, Cape Buffalo hunt. I've been over to Africa multiple times, but I've never hunted Cape Buffalo. I'm taking a 416 Ruger with 400 grain DGX and DGS. I have both.
Big old thing.
Big old things. And the Ruger M77 Hawkeye that I have, it kicks. I've shot it quite a bit, and it kicks.
Well, I wonder why. 400 grain bullet.
400 grain bullet at 23. I think that barrel is 2360, whatever, and it's a handful.
I got to say, before we talk about your shooting of this, you mentioned you got DGS, which is our Dangerous Game Solid, and the DGX Bonded, which is an expander. Are you going to stack the mag? Are you shooting expander? Are you shooting solids? What are you doing?
That's a great question, and I'm going with an open mind, and I'm going to have both, and I'm going to ask the guys, the professional guys I'm with, and be like, how would you like me to do this?
Okay.
I'm adept at doing it either way.
They shoot the same.
They shoot. I've shot them both, stick, stuff bench, whatever, to make sure the point of impact is the same. They are.
Okay.
At 100 yards, they shoot the same. So I'm going to ask those guys.
Because I've heard that a lot of people like to lead off with an expanding bullet. When you hit that thing, transfer a bunch of energy, create a bigger temporary and permanent wound cavity, and then for any subsequent shots, they're slinging solids.
Yep.
Okay. So you're going to let the pH guide you because
Sure.
they have a vested interest in this as well.
Absolutely. They're right next to you. So, but my goal, as any of our goals are, my first shot is I intend to make that first shot absolutely lethal. Now, is it going to kill him right there, drop him? No, more than likely not. So, and it's interesting. So what else have I been doing? I've been practicing bolt action reloads.
Ooh, stuffing them in because it's a top loader.
Because it's a top loader.
Yep.
So I've been practicing being very proficient at, number one, working the bolt and doing it and not short stroking and all of those things to make sure you spit your round out.
And that's a mechanical ejector.
It's a mechanical eject. So I pop the bolt. Yep. But then I've been literally working on, spit out an empty, because I'm not using live rounds, but spit out an empty and then grab dummies and load that magazine back full and be ready to go again.
Yep.
What would that Hawkeye be? 3+1?
It's 3+1.
3+1. Now, do you have a scope on that?
I did. Yes, I use a little.
Did or do?
I do have
Yeah.
have a scope on it. It has iron sights, which I actually kind of liked, but we're going to use optics on this hunt, and it's a Leupold Mark IV 1 to 4, 1 to 4.5.
Yeah.
It's the little Mark
Well, you need
IV.
the one, that's for sure.
100%. And I took it out. So it's another thing I did. I had a VX6 and a Mark IV that our good friends at Leupold sent, and I went outside at my house when it was getting dark, so really low light in my backyard, and I had both scopes. So I'm looking, side by side, and I'm looking at shadows and lights and stuff, and I picked the scope essentially that I felt that I could see the best.
So your eye agreed with the most.
Because they're both super high quality optics,
course.
right? They're both awesome.
Yeah.
So and that's how I did that. So.
There's no better time to stock your reloading bench and light up your range. With Hornady Get Loaded Plus. New this year, free bullets or free cases when you buy these select Hornady reloading tools. Plus, receive the free HIT Target Impact Indicator. Hornady Get Loaded Plus. Free bullets, free cases, free HIT Target Impact Indicator. Get loaded and light it up with Hornady Get Loaded Plus. Limitations apply. Visit Hornady.com/getloaded2025 for further details.
You have got to be practicing with this rifle. Tell me you're not shooting full house 400 grainers at 2300.
So I've yes and no. So I've shot those because I made sure that the gun is zeroed with both those, and I shot full house loads. And I did that. I would leave. So my process on that was I was like, okay, obviously to sit down and shoot 3 or 4 shots hurts. So I would shoot 1 and 2 shots. So 1, then 2. And then I would set the gun aside and I'd go do whatever else, and I'd come back and do it again at 100 yards. Now, to practice, I did some reduced recoil loads. I took the same bullets and just downloaded them to 1,800 feet a second.
Good call.
And it is amazing how much 400 or 500 feet per second does for making that gun more pleasant to shoot.
Yeah, I can't imagine.
You probably, shot it from the bench maybe just to get the scope zeroed, and the rest of it's been standing, I hope.
Yes, that's exactly
Yeah.
what I did.
Yeah. Otherwise, he'd be having surgery right now to
just-
reconstruct his shoulders.
It's just tough. But yes, exactly what I did. Fouled, broke in, all that, and then fouled up the gun, then shot. I think I shot 14 shots one day, like I just described, shooting one, then waiting, and then shooting another one. And then I did that for hours at 100 with the scope and I have a pretty good zero on it now
Excellent.
at 100 yards.
Confidence inspiring because, again, you're going to war with that animal.
Absolutely.
So, well done. Preston, I'm going to toss this over to you. I know the Jode's got some other stuff in the hopper, but what have you been working on at the bench? I know you've been tinkering.
So, I have an opportunity. So we talked about it a little bit on the last Wildcat cartridge podcast we did, but I've been hand loading that 257 Roberts AII, still neck sizing. I don't have my custom die yet, but it's in the hopper. And so once we get that, I'll full length size it, bump that shoulder back 2 thou, and move on with my life and do that for eternity. But we still have a bunch of that fired brass. So it lasts a few shots, and then honestly, I haven't ran into one that I couldn't fit in the chamber again after a few neck sizes. So yeah, I'm still playing with that. And then my main goal or focus right now, I have an elk hunt opportunity that I get to go on, and I'm stoked about. I've yet to shoot an elk.
Yeah.
We went on one elk hunt.
Yeah, last year.
For
2
a
years
bull
ago.
2 years ago, and we found a bull the day before.
He was dead and he
good
didn't
shit.
even know it, just
Yeah.
24 hours early.
But we did find a bunch of bulls, learned a lot about public land, Colorado, over-the-counter stuff, when we were out there.
Had a great time.
I've taken my wife on a Nebraska cow elk hunt, in which she was successful, and that was a great experience. But I've yet to shoot an elk, so I'm excited to get to do this. Now, it is a media hunt, so we have a gun sponsor on this hunt as well. So I can't really talk about the gun.
Haven't released it yet.
Right, because it's unreleased. But it is a 30-30 Winchester that I'm going to go try and shoot an elk with.
I believe in it.
Yeah.
I did a bunch of testing with it. Now it's cool. It's suppressed.
Let's just talk about the elephant in the room. 30-30 on an elk. Let's flush that out. That seems a little on the small side. You had some bigger cartridge options. Why'd you go 30-30? And what bullet are you thinking makes it an elk cartridge? This killed a lot of elk in
All
years
of them.
past.
All the bullets
Yeah.
would make it an elk cartridge.
Okay.
Shot placement counts.
Shot
and then
placement kills animals, period.
Knowing your bullet's limitations at the velocity that you're starting it out as is paramount.
Yep.
So it's not like I'm taking this out there and I know that thinking that this is a 500-yard gun. Not even close.
It's not a Creedmoor.
Oh boy! But so I've run the numbers, and I think that it legitimately the bullet will perform, especially at that altitude.
Yep.
To pass 300 yards, but I'm going to limit myself to 300 yards with it.
I'd say that, yeah.
And that's with two options.
Okay.
Either the 160 FTX lever evolution or the 140 monoflex lever evolution.
Ooh, I like a monoflex.
Because that monoflex, you think of a CX bullet and it's 2,000 feet per second to get that thing to expand. The monoflex is way down lower.
Yeah.
So it's got a lower expansion velocity, and that bullet will work out to 300 yards, no sweat, according to the engineer.
Yeah. Well, in a
Your
monoflex
underlings.
bullet, you've got all the weight retention. So it starts at 140.
Oh,
that
sure.
thing's going to end at like 138.
That being said, I've tried both of them. Threw some American whitetail in there for the gigs, right? Shot like a house afire. Shot really, really good. My range is just quite limited with it.
Okay.
Sure.
Well, and that's the benefit of running the monoflex or the FTX. You get some ogive, so it's going to hold on to velocity.
He's almost double.
Right.
Yeah.
So
Now you said suppressed.
yeah, this is going to be suppressed, which is the way I like to hunt.
Hmm.
But I'm leaning towards a 140 monoflex for the hunt. I think it shoots pretty good, pretty all right, especially at the ranges I'll be limited to.
Yeah, but think about that. I mean, yeah, 30-30 is not known as this powerful cartridge, but guys, it's the same as a 308. It's in the same family as that.
It's a
And
third
there have
cal
been-
bullet.
There has been so many animals, succumb to a 308 that 30-30 is plenty.
Well, and
adequate.
every time we talk about the best elk cartridge or whatever, there's always people in the comments saying my favorite one's a 243. My favorite one's a
Too savvy.
25-06, whatever.
My dad grew. It's what he used in Wyoming was a 243 when we lived out there. 100 grain or 105 grain bullets, and exactly what you just said: shot placement and distance inside of 300 yards.
And I feel really good with that 140 monoflex at almost any angle. You know,
Oh yeah, you're gonna get the penetration.
Whereas when you get a lead core bullet, you know, I'd like to tuck it in there right behind the shoulder. Whereas monoflex,
You just let him have
shoulder
it.
be darned.
You'll let him have it. Yeah.
well, and
Absolutely.
I think
That's
you're in good.
confidence
I think you're in
inspiring.
good hands there.
I agree. Yeah, it's a 30 caliber bullet doing enough to make it expand. It's going to transfer the energy.
I did
Absolutely.
hand load for it.
Yeah.
What shocked me was I put the old headspace comparator on that brass. First time I've had it out in a while, you know,
Well,
because
it's
a lot
a
of
rimmed
times,
cartridge, so there's a country mile of what we would call headspace if you're referencing the shoulder.
I am. And that thing was growing, I don't know, 20, 30 thousandths, you know.
Mhm.
So I bumped her back 5, and the extreme spreads were great. That particular lot of bullets didn't shoot as good as the ones that I was shooting
For
with factory ammo, and I've got a case of it. So we're running it,
So there you go.
I
especially with
believe in it.
with the distance that we're running. You know, a SD in the teens is not going to kill me.
No,
No.
certainly not.
300 yards.
Yeah, 300 yards
Absolutely not.
maximum. And people kill elk with arrows every year. They kill them with muzzleloaders with non-expanding, or
You almost say mother loaders?
no, with lead round balls, right? Like
Yeah.
yeah. Yes, they're tough, but they're not a dinosaur. They're not T-Rex.
You know, there's a lot of places muzzleloader you got to shoot open sight. I don't have to shoot open sight on this 30-30. So
Are you going to scope it?
it's got a 4x12 Leupold VX Freedom.
There you
Mhm.
go.
I wanted to, you know, it's not a long range thing, so I
No.
wanted to get more economical optic that had really good low light qualities, and
Yep.
it's CDS capable.
Lightweight.
Oh, very much so.
Yeah.
Because the gun is a little bit heavy, but
Yep.
I'm not worried about it.
Yep. And pounded in a Timney trigger into that sucker.
I did. That was you know, I've done a lot of trigger replacements in my life. That was a bit different.
I like it.
I
And
struggled for a minute, but I got her.
I'm excited for you. Like I said at the beginning, animals are killed via shot placement.
Yes.
And I trust that you'll do that.
I'd like to think so.
Yeah. So from my bench, got a couple projects in the works that I've been working on. One, probably the most important one, built the old man a 22 arc. Now,
One of my favorite of the arcs.
my old man is set to retire 2 months, counting down the days. And one of the things he really is looking forward to is, you know, he retires in December. He's got January, February, March to really,
He's going to be hunting predators,
really
isn't he?
put a hurting on some coyotes.
Good for him.
So, built him a 22 arc. Now, what I built him was a 18-inch carbon fiber barrel on a Zermatt Origin action in an Iota Echo X stock. Got a Leupold 3-15 VX5 on there. HS bottom metal. Just a short, light. Got a silencer central banished backcountry suppressor on it. Short, light, accurate as all get out. What I've been doing for that rifle is the Iota Echo stock. Awesome stock, very, very comfortable. Dad wants a couple accoutrement on a stock, on every stock that he owns. Flush cups for his sling and an Arca rail
for
to
his
clamp into a
tripod.
tripod. So last Friday afternoon, office was slow. I'd not caught up on emails, but I'd had enough.
You never are.
Took her into the love shack, as we call it. Took the barreled action apart, got that thing on a mill, lined everything up, plunged in some holes for an Arca rail, countersunk some T-nuts in there, and put in some flush cups. And the Echo X stock, they relieve a lot of material in the forend, so it's very light. So to put a flush cup in, I actually had to fill one of those voids with JB weld, let that harden up, then drill and tap into that, and then epoxy the flush cup.
Did you do the like short Arca length, or did you do a full length on this
4-inch Arca just
Right in front
in
of the
front of the mag
well?
Well, the front of that Echo X has got a Picatinny rail up.
So that's how
up
you're
inside.
doing the other. So he can still do his bipod up front with
Yep.
pick rail or whatever he's got. Okay.
Yep.
Now, he mentioned JB Weld.
Mhm.
JB Weld is the second favorite of my welds after actual welding. I use the crap out of that stuff.
We've got we got the squeeze bottles in the Love Shack because it's
Sometimes
used so much.
Harbor Freight's got it on the sale, and I'll buy 10 packages of it.
Yeah, but it is really
It's-
convenient.
It's handy for a lot of stuff.
And especially on that stock, they have it sectioned where there's probably 1.5 inches, and then there's a, 1/8-inch piece of material, and then another 1.5 inches where it's been hollowed out. So I just squeezed them into the thing, into the little void.
Into the void and mixed
stirred
them
it
right
up
there?
and mixed it, and then just let it sit.
Nice.
And then drilled and tapped it, and then I epoxied those flush cups in as well.
So
Well,
is it done now?
It's
Or have
done.
You,
I brought it to work today.
Are you gonna shoot it today?
I'm going to shoot it today.
Okay.
A lot of times with
shoots really
those,
well.
some of those stocks have a weird situation, and I really like to put a little bit of JB Weld underneath of those T-nuts. Just a little extra insurance.
Yep. So
69s.
arc it up. No, Dad's it's 22 arc. So he's shooting
Or 62s. Sorry.
And they're cruising, and they pound bullet, top of bullet, on top of bullet. So he's going to be ready to shoot some coyotes. And I got him a tripod as well set up. And I brought that in.
So does the old man know this is coming, or is
Oh, yeah.
this like okay?
So
I thought maybe it was a retirement present. Or
I
you're gonna
assembled the
surprise him.
rifle for him, gave it to him. He shot it for a little bit. We went out antelope hunting with our bows, and on top of a bottle of bourbon that we killed, we just killed prairie dogs. Didn't kill any antelope, but the prairie dogs fell victim to that 22 arc, and then I just kept it because he wanted the arc rail because we did some coyote calling too, and it's so
He knows
nice
what
to
he wants.
clamp into a tripod and to be able to sling up with the flush
Sure,
cups.
absolutely.
So he'll get it back this weekend when I see him, and he's pretty excited to get some coyotes called in.
As he should be with that. That's going
Yeah.
to be a hoot.
Yep.
Power and performance in the palm of your hand. Hornady Handgun Hunter Ammunition. Built around the tough copper alloy Monoflex handgun bullet that features a proprietary elastomer tip, deep penetration, and high weight retention. Handgun Hunter Ammunition. As rough and rugged as the conditions and game demand.
So not necessarily gunsmithing, but when you have, a Bridgeport mill at your disposal, could you do that kind of stuff with a hand drill or a drill press? Probably.
That's the way I do it.
Yeah, and then you end up with arca rails that are just not quite straight.
You just don't look at it like that.
Yeah, but when we got
I
mills
go
and
for
late,
function.
Yes, but
Some people go for beauty.
Yeah, so I had it, I think, shooting 75s, and they shoot really well, but
I love the 75 grain ELD match.
it's one of the better
Oh my
22 long range bullets there is.
so it's a beautiful little rifle. Really excited to get that back to him. Then I've got a hunt next week. This is, I took a bunch of notes so I could stand in a defensible position when I bring this up to you. Because I feel like I'm going to be attacked
Good.
multiple angles. So this is an aoudad hunt in Texas.
Barbary sheep.
Yep. Never hunted one. Always wanted to because it's the closest thing to bighorn sheep hunting that I'll probably ever get to do. Anyway, cool animal. And what am I going to take? I don't know. Well,
First you started with the rifle, right?
I could take the 25 Creedmoor. I got one of those. Horizon Firearms. Beautiful little rifle. That'd be fine. Could be countercultural and take a 22 Creedmoor, which I just used on an antelope hunt. Could do that. But what it came down to was I built what I thought was my ultimate hunting rifle. When I was working on the 7 PRC project back when I worked for Joe, I built this rifle in my head. Now, if you go back to episode 156, we did a whole podcast on my personal 7 PRC. I used it on 2 mule deer hunts in the year 2023. Fantastic. Knocked down a really awesome
when you and your dad
Utah
went-
buck, and then took it out with my dad in public land, Nebraska, killed a flippin' giant.
Which
with
is
it.
an awesome story, by the way.
Yeah,
That
it is a great
Still
story.
haven't documented it.
No.
We need to.
Yeah.
I think
That
so.
that is a really neat story.
So I put that rifle in the safe after that season. That was my ultimate hunting rifle. Every aspect of that rifle is exactly how I wanted it. I have not used it since 2023. So,
And as whatever Banner brother would say,
who's a banner brother?
it's
Oh, yeah.
time.
Buffer.
Buffer. There you go. Sorry.
Bruce Buffer.
Bruce
Uh,
Buffer.
Yep. So it's time to blow the cobwebs out of this sucker. Now I've shot it here and there, plinking around and stuff, but I never used it on another hunt. I'm pulling it out. Got it scoped up. Got the Thunder Beast Ultra 5 on there, ready to go. Now, you would think you shoot the 175 ELDX Precision Hunter.
And move on with your life.
Mm-hmm. Nay. Can't do it. And I don't know why.
It's just this tick inside
So,
of him.
and it shoots great. Factory ammo is doing 2904 feet per second out of my 20-inch barrel. So plenty fast, 175 grain bullet. Kill the heck out of a aoudad. And I just can't stop. But for whatever reason, I want to do something different. So went to the bench. What do I got? Well, I got some 162 ELDXs and a 150 ELDX. And this afternoon, I'm going to shoot some groups, and if everything's equal, I'm taking the 150s.
You're going to go for a flat trajectory or little speed, aren't you?
Yep. Well, the big thing was less recoil, and I have no idea. I actually took dirty brass, tumbled it, sized it,
the most
deep
insane
primed
thing I've
it,
ever seen.
reprimed it, and don't tell anybody, but I've got some Reloader 23, which of all the reloaders, Reloader 26 is numero uno. But this barrel, every time I've ever hand loaded for it, doesn't matter what the bullet is, RL23, it's just whatever mogenation it's got going on in the barrel and their cross mojo and it's whatever, Reloader 23 freaking works.
And you said shorter barrel too.
It is,
So
20 incher.
Yeah.
So got Reloader 23, and I'm taking 150s unless they shoot horribly, but
Sure.
You kind of know velocities now. Now you're going for groups.
I do,
right?
yeah. So factory 175s are doing 2904 feet per second. I got 162s with Reloader 23. Those are doing about 2950. It was like 2940 something.
Okay.
And then
A nice light load.
150s are doing 3006. 30-06.
There it is. He wants 3,000. He just wants the 3,000.
Well, the fact that the average velocity was 3006 seems like a sign.
30-06.
Yep.
Jesus.
So the
An
150s are getting
unconnected sign. Yes.
Hey, so I did some numbers here to be able to defend my position. Number one, we already said it. You kill animals with shot placement, and this rifle shoots really well. So any of those bullets, the 150, 162, or the 175, more than sufficient to kill an aoudad. From a trajectory standpoint, I don't intend to shoot anything super far away. And especially where we're going, you might have to stretch the legs a little bit past traditional, but generally they can get you inside of 500 yards. So when you look at realistic drop, my factory ammo that I've been shooting since I built the rifle, at 400 yards, bullet drop is 1.5 mils at 400 yards, 1.5 mils. So's the 150,
okay,
1.5 mils. So's the 162. If you look at the wind deflection at 400 yards, for a 10-mile-an-hour full value, 0.4 of a mil for
Across
all
the
three
board.
of them. Stretch it out to 600 yards, the 150s are a 1/10 of a mil flatter, but they have a 1/10 of a mil more wind than the 175. So we're talking a 1/10 of a mil at 600 yards. Now, I have no intention of shooting anything at a half a mile, but if you stretch the numbers out to 800, the 150, the 162, the 175, the 150 is 9/10 of wind, 175 is 8/10 of wind. Trajectory, 4.6 mils for the 150, 4.7 mils for the 175. Now, if you look at energy and velocity, yeah, the 175 pounds it. I mean, it's got all the energy.
But at 400 yards, they're probably
At 400
still-
yards, we're within 300 foot-pounds of each other.
yes.
600 yards, they're within 250 foot-pounds of each other. But more importantly, there's more than enough energy to kill the animal,
Mhm.
right shot placement, the velocity that makes bullets work. These things will expand uniformly. 1,600 feet per second is absolute minimum. But even if you look at 1,800 feet per second as the recommended, hey, that's still in the sweet spot, even at 800 yards, they're all over 2,000 feet per second of impact. So it was kind of tit for tat there. But the real reason I'm shooting the 150s outside of just I have no idea why I want to do this, but that's what I'm doing, is when you look at
he
the
had a
ones.
modified case made and everything.
Oh yeah,
Did he really?
Oh yeah, made a
bet.
modified
He went-
case. Yeah,
Come and borrowed my overall length gauge.
He went ham sandwich.
I did. Well, and I wanted to know because those 150s are pretty stumpy, so I set them all 50 off the lands.
Okay.
But the real reason, big reason, 175s have about 22.8 foot-pounds of recoil with
Ow.
my rifle. It's a 10-pound gun when you got the bipod and the suppressor on there. 162s at 29.46, 20.2 foot-pounds of energy.
Lower.
150s at 30-06 velocity, 18.5 foot-pounds. And Joe, you talked about the recoil with your big
20%.
hammers. It's an odd-ad. I'll probably shoot them from a tripod, presumably. I like lower recoil. This was an elk hunt. I'm taking the 175s,
Yeah.
maybe even the 160 CX. But for what I'm after, a 150 doing $3,000 from a 20-inch barrel with a little suppressor on there, I think
That's what I'm doing.
that's what I'm doing.
Well, and to our point earlier, why would we not? So this is going to be great field knowledge, field experience, everything. Somebody asks you someday, hey, Seth, you ever yep, I happen to have done that. Here's what I did. Here's how it worked.
Yep.
We're using, that's part of our jobs is to use different stuff. We enjoy doing it and try it out.
Yep.
See if it passes the Seth Swerczek test.
Well, I'm really hoping it does. I'm using Reloader 23, 50 off the lands, and I had a stash of Federal 215Ms that I bought in 20.
Probably like 6 years ago.
Yeah, it was a long time ago.
Oh, more than that.
It
You were
was
in tech at the time.
when I built the 7 mag.
Yeah.
Yep. So
8, 9 years ago.
would have been. Had you started when I was building it or after it was completed?
When
This would have been
I
16.
started when you had just about completed your first PRS 6.5 Creedmoor
build. Okay.
build. Yeah.
Yep.
And you talked about energy a little bit in that.
Yeah.
And it just drives me crazy. I don't know about you guys.
Drives him nuts like cowboy butts.
No, that's not true. But
It's a
that's
bumper
from
sticker.
Joe Dirte. Energy doesn't kill.
No.
Let's get that out there. Now, if you want to question me on that, I encourage you because for whatever reason it didn't get a whole lot of views. Jaden from Quinlan's Corner did a whole episode about terminal ballistics, and it just didn't really get a whole lot of views. So check it out. Go watch it if you're interested in how stuff gets killed.
Yeah, there's been a lot of focus put on energy, probably from the 50s, 60s, 70s, 80s, where bullet design was really stagnant and cartridge design was also pretty stagnant. And that was you could calculate the energy, okay. And then you start to put, I can kill this animal with this cartridge bullet combination at this velocity, and it's got this energy. So then you start putting more weight into that. And when you start introducing different bullet performance, different bullet construction, and start to really look at the systems in an animal and what causes death in an animal when you shoot it for hunting, energy is not as important. I mean, you have to have energy, of course, but it is just a corollary to how the bullet's performing and at what the velocity is when it gets there.
Yeah. Arrows have energy.
Yeah.
And a lot of times somebody will shoot something with a rifle and it drops. That's just because it drops doesn't necessarily mean that it's dead.
Yeah.
Yeah, for sure.
It just hit one of those systems, but yet that other system has to stop before the animal to truly be expired.
Right.
Utilize your space your way with the modular Hornady Security Square Lock Organizing System. Mount the Square Lock panels anywhere in your home or shop. Then attach the wide assortment of Square Lock accessories to securely store firearms, tools, gear, or any other valuables in any possible configuration. Keep your reloading bench or gun room organized with the Square Lock Modular Organizing System from Hornady Security.
Well, it's been fun playing around with the old 7 PRC. I literally say I blew the cobwebs out of it. I don't know if there was actual cobwebs in it. It was in the back corner of the safe. Had to send a couple patches down there. I ended up cleaning it with Wipeout. Turns out I cleaned it before I put it away, which was good.
Sometimes you don't remember.
Yeah,
That is true.
but it is a wonderful, comfortable rifle, and I think, man, the more I shoot it, it's just like, oh my gosh, I want to build a clone of that rifle in maybe a 6.5 PRC. Just something a little bit smaller and lower recoil for most animals that I hunt that don't require a 175 doing 2,900.
Fine.
Yeah.
I'm a fan of the 6.5 PRC. I have a 8.5 pound,
Ultralight.
like 8.5 pound gun, scope, everything in 6.5 PRC.
What do you like so much about it?
I can carry it all day, and it's great, and it shoots good.
That's a lot to like.
24-inch barrel? Or
He went long. I remember that.
It's 24-inch barrel titanium action
shooting
carbon.
143s?
143s.
Hand loads or factory ammo?
I've shot both. I don't remember what I have for it now. I probably have both at the house.
Well, I've got a 6.5 PRC, but it's 18 inches.
No, mine's
So
not
it's
8.
Creedmoor
Mine's
velocity.
not 8. Mine's not 18. It's a 24-inch barrel, but it's so light. It is so nice.
I
love
need to
it.
shoot mine. I haven't shot it in
Like
a
if I ever do
year
a
or two.
high
Yeah, Alpine or something.
Alpine, top of the world kind of hunt, that is the gun I'm going to take for sure.
Can you imagine mule deer at 10,000 feet?
I kind of have a hankering to do that. I think I might do that.
I think
If
you
he
should
does,
do that.
if he
in the
does
next-
that, I feel like he's going to do that thing from the Titanic. We're on the front of the boat. I'm on top of the world. Yeah.
Which is weird because you're literally at the lowest point. You're at sea level when you're on the ocean.
That's true. But he wasn't on top of the world. He was king of the world.
Yeah, whatever.
And then Rose never made room for him on the piece of wood.
To be truthful, I've never actually seen that whole movie.
It is worth watching.
It probably is. I am not going to invest the time currently.
Yeah, it's like a 3-hour movie.
Yep.
It's a story.
Yeah, I'm not going to invest the time right now either.
I
Sorry,
did-
Preston.
Did go see the thing in Branson where they like reconstructed it in a building. That's pretty cool.
The whole boat?
Yeah.
Or just parts of it?
Parts of the boat. Yeah. It was interesting. Big history guy. One more thing I forgot that I've been on my bench. As you know, probably some of the listeners know, my oldest son gets to go hunting this year in Nebraska. So we're taking to the prairie for his first deer. Built him a 25 Creedmoor. Now, that might be a rifle builds episode. Built it
Probably
for the
should
kid.
be.
You should.
25 Creedmoor. She's going to shoot factory 128 ELDX. However, at Swerczek Acres on our 200-yard range, we don't need to be shooting factory 128 ELDXs. So I loaded them up, some 95 grain VT bullets. And we just announced those as a new product. We've been shooting them for a little while now internally. So it's a 95 grain bullet, really similar shape to the 128 ELDX. But I did a entry load of Varget. So they're not going very fast. Actually, they're still going pretty quick. But the lowest charge of Varget,
Yep.
just coughing them out of the barrel, and they just pound knot holes. And so just worked up those little hand loads for them. So when we're at home, we practice every weekend. We shoot 5, sometimes 10, 15 shots on a weekend, just real low-key, shooting them off a tripod, prone, a couple standing shots at 50 yards, just to get them comfortable with the gun.
Yep.
And that low recoil and the accuracy really helps. And Joe turned me on to that, and it paid off immensely. So just here the other weekend, we're shooting. I shoot my 22 Creedmoor, getting ready for that antelope hunt, wad him right up, make a scope adjustment. Then Brock shoots, and I have him shooting at 1.25 inches, then I have a 1 inch, and then I have a 3/4 inch dot, just progressively smaller aiming points. So he shoots a group at the biggest aiming point, shoots 3. We drive down there on the side-by-side, and there's one bullet hole close to where he was aiming, nothing else on the paper. Okay, Brock, what happened? You feel good? It was trigger pull? Okay, yeah, all right. Well, this is what it should do, and my 22 Creedmoor, just a little clover leaf. Drive back. I said, Brock, I'm going to shoot your rifle just to make sure that it's shooting well. And then I'm going to shoot my 22. We'll drive back down, and then we'll figure out what's going on. I mean to tell you, it was 2 bullet holes side by side on a little 3-shot group. We drive down there and say, all right, Brock, you see this? This is what the rifle's capable of doing. So now we know if the operator is the problem or if it's the rifle. But we know it shoots really well. We went back, we did a bunch of dry fire practice, and I put his finger on the trigger, and I put mine over his. This is what it's supposed to feel like. And all right, exhale. I started a nice, easy squeeze, and he's got a 3-pound trigger on there for him. Broke clean. Keep your head on the gun, trigger pin to the rear. All right, do that. And we did that 5, 6, 7 times.
How do you know that you just didn't flinch right 3 times?
Yeah, I could have.
Okay,
So-
just checking.
Anyways, load Brock up. He shoots 3. We drive down there. Granted, it was a 3-shot group, small barrel. Anyway, shoot a 3-shot group, and he put 3 into like 7/10 at 100 yards, all in the little dot.
Dot,
Like
and-
he's just this huge smile. He's like,
and the light bulb came on, didn't it?
uh-huh. Yep, that was like, oh, when I do that, this happens.
Exactly.
And I was able to diagnose, well, God, there's nothing wrong with the gun. I mean, it should be on.
Yeah,
I don't know.
absolutely.
Well, I know it shoots a wad, and he was able to do it. And so that was really cool.
Yeah, heck yeah. He's ready to roll.
He is.
Like, we're a month away from that.
Yes.
Yeah, on Sunday, I'm actually driving back to the chunk of prairie we get to hunt, and we're going to watch the sun come up and see what's moving around.
That'll be so fun. I can't wait till he's on a deer.
Oh, boy.
I can't wait to hear your story when you come back when he's on deer and he squeezes the trigger, because I guarantee you, your heart is going to be, you're going to be going nuts.
It'll be as
and
much
you're
or
not
more
even-
than his.
Well, I think I'm.
Oh, more. I've done this 4 times now,
Yeah.
and I'm telling you, you're going to be amped when the kid is on.
I think I'm going to put a trigger cam on the gun so that I can review post, like when I get my
Sure.
my sense of normalcy back after the freak out moment of him potentially shooting a deer. I can go back and like,
La, 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 la.
yeah, make sure, oh, that was a good shot. This is where it went, etc.
When
Yeah.
you get them set up, if you can, Seth, set up exactly right behind them that you can, so you can watch that trace. It helps a lot to help diagnose, like, okay, where did it go?
Yeah, so that's been really fun to tinker with that gun. And listener, let us know if you want to see that rifle build. And it's a pretty unique build in that it's not ultra light, and it's specifically built for a very short length of pole. And so the component selection reflects that. And it was fun to put that together. And he got to pick out the colors on the stock, and just it came together nicely. And to be out there shooting with him, and I'm going to teach him how to hand load. He's a little older than I remember being a little younger than him with my dad in the basement. Dad always loading for 22 250, 220 Swift, 308, that kind of stuff. So I need to get Brock in there pulling the handle. But we're going to shoot factory this year.
I got a
So-
5-gallon bucket of brass if you need something to process someday.
Yeah. Well, that's what's been on my bench. Is there anything else on your bench, Joe? You got coyote hunting coming up.
Yeah, I have not dug the thermal. I looked at it the other day, but I haven't dug the 22 ARC and the 22 Creed out yet, and the thermal. I haven't done that yet. I've been focused on taking care of John and then getting
Yep.
ready for this buffalo hunt and stuff. But I need to start getting, much like you were doing with my girls. They asked me, well, this week has been, I don't know if you guys have been outside this week. It was cool, crisp, clean.
Beautiful.
But,
My
sharp.
grandpa called this weather sharp.
Sharp. Okay, that's a great descriptive term. Well, anyway, it's Spirit Week at school, and one of the days was camouflage day. So my oldest daughter, is wearing her Sitka jacket and stuff just because it's cool out, and she's wearing it. And comes home and says, "Dad, it felt like hunting weather this morning." And I was like, "That's my girl." I was like, "We got to get the guns out of the safes. I need to get
I
prepared."
appreciate her ability to be laser focused on sports, yet still be ready to go hunting. I
Right.
love that.
I have 2 or 3 of my girls that's their, like, they don't like fishing as much or anything, but it comes to hunting, they're in. So, I mean, Kara's a little bird hunter, and Chloe is she doesn't like doing bird hunting or anything that, but when it comes to like big game hunting, she's in. And then Kaylee just likes to get out and
Nice to be out.
she likes to be with me, essentially hunting in the field.
Oh,
Yeah.
so nice.
I don't know what to tell you. It's just true, Preston.
Yeah, I
dads
love
and their daughters, man. It's a true statement. Ask Jaden.
Well, you do need to get those guns out.
do.
Get them dialed in.
I need to drag them out of the safe and shoot them and stuff. So.
I just put a new 22 Creedmoor barrel on one of my Origins.
Mhm.
Shot some factory ammo out of it. First 9 shots, I think, out of it went into, I think, like 1.4 at 100, but
The
8 of
brand new barrel.
them were 0.7. So I don't know what I did.
I will be anxious, Seth, to hear as your boys continue to shoot, because I watched the evolution with my girls, and then obviously they're sisters and they're
Mhm.
competitive. It'll be fun because I've seen different things. You'll be able to tell right away, like, oh my gosh, this kid here just gets it.
Oh,
they just
my
get it.
younger one is that one.
Okay.
Yep. The older one is obviously very coordinated, and I don't help them find anything to the scope. They do that
They-
on their own.
Good. Okay.
My younger one just jumps down on the gun, and he's just on it.
But it comes now. Yes.
Oh, yeah. He's just in it.
Isn't that amazing how it's the difference of, how we were created, but it's super fun. I can't wait to hear your story. It's going to be so much fun.
Yeah. Awesome, guys. Was there anything else on your benches that you want to talk about?
You ready for a taxidermy bill?
He's gonna have the.
I got a guy that does Euro mounts, so I'll just probably stick to those.
You're gonna
Yeah.
have. So
You
here's
might
what you do:
retire.
set a deal in the house of like either special memory circumstances or it's so big or whatever. Because otherwise, I'm gonna tell you right now, you're gonna have heads of whatever everywhere. So
I don't
that's
have
what-
the room for that.
That's what we did in my house. Like it's a Euro unless it's something special.
Well, I hope we get that.
I hope you do too.
Awesome, guys. Well, thanks for sharing what's on the bench. And like I said, it's reloading bench, it's shooting bench, it's gunsmithing bench. It's really just whatever we're doing, tinkering around. And I'm really looking forward to seeing how the analytics do on this type of episode because we've got a bench rest team. We've got big game hunters. We got varmint hunters. We got predator hunters. We've got people that just love to go out and bang steel. We've got people of every walk of life doing all kinds of shooting, and there's always somebody tinkering with something, and that's kind of fun to hear about.
Absolutely.
Awesome, guys. Well, I don't have anything else for you. Let's go get this Friday on.
Let's do it.
I guess.
Sounds good.
Ladies and gentlemen, thanks for tuning in to the first episode of what we're probably going to call something along the lines of From the Bench. We hope you enjoyed hearing just some of the little stuff that we're doing internally, whether that be reloading, working on guns, or shooting. We thank you for listening, and we'll catch you on the next one.